I know I'm not going to be able to treat everybody for everything. I just knew I had to give everything I had to everybody who was on the ship.
We're going to go to our neighbors around the world and show them that we have compassion.
We take care of people who have so little.
You can put this ship off the coast anywhere, and it is a symbol of we're here to help. We're also here to learn as much from your country as you can from us.
If you were to take John Hopkins or Walter Reed and put it inside the skin of a ship, that's what we have.
We have digital x-ray, we have dental, we have optometry.
We have a CAT scan machine.
12 operating rooms as well as an interventional radiology suite.
We have our own oxygen plant that produces medical oxygen.
80 ICU beds and hundreds of ward beds.
So anything you could do at a Navy or civilian hospital, we can do it here. The only difference is we can come to you instead of you having to come to us.
Operation Continuing Promise is actually a regular deployment schedule where we take the USNS Comfort to Central and South America. The countries vary a little bit.
We work with the ministries of health to be able to build a partnership of caring, a partnership of learning and education.
We made a promise to these countries that we visited that in any time that they're going to have a need for us to come down and help them, that we would be back.
I was driving home from work, and as I was driving, I started hearing about the earthquake.
And I told my wife, I said, well, I've got to get my sea bag ready because I'm going to be getting a phone call tomorrow. We're going to go down to Haiti probably by the end of the week.
I really felt that this is what I've been preparing my entire life for.
For Operation Unified Response, the ship was underway in 76 hours.
On the way down to Haiti, we kept receiving a lot of information via email about hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands of people, primarily with orthopedic injuries. But it's one thing to see a couple of pictures on the internet, another thing to know that you're actually going to be a part of the human element of what we see, the devastation. The fact that that suffering was going to be coming on board in numbers that we had no idea of how many or for how long.
When we're about 100 miles out, we started getting patients. We went nonstop the first 3 days.
About every 90 seconds, those elevator doors open, and here come more and more patients, and they just kept coming. Then there would be about a 20-minute delay, the next round of helicopters, and there would be more and more coming.
Anywhere from newborns that didn't have any family left up to, senior citizens.
So it was kind of like a mayhem, because you've got two different cultures, you've got different types of understanding of the disease process.
So each and every patient that would come in, I would spend some time with an interpreter to understand their story, because everyone seemed to be, the next one seemed to be worse than the previous one. You couldn't make this stuff up. We had an individual who was approximately 28 years old, and he had a very bad injury right over his elbow and his dominant arm. Basically, it took out the joint itself. Now, the interesting thing with him was this part worked just fine. So he knew that he was probably going to have an amputation. But in talking to him, he has a family. He has dreams for his kids. So I was with my colleague, a hand surgeon, Dr. Rulin, and we looked and we saw that he may not have an elbow, but what about if we just connect the bones up? If we can get the bones to heal, he won't have any motion across the elbow, or what was the elbow, but he'll still have the use of his hand. We took him back after the surgery into the recovery room. The first thing he did when he woke up is he kind of looked down to see if he had a hand. He saw his hand, he grabbed it just like he did before, picked it up. It works, it works.
I think in the big picture, the big scheme of things, having the Comfort and the Mercy shows the rest of the world that we're not just out there to go, drop bombs in the desert and fight wars. We can project a positive image and soft power on the rest of the country, rest of the world, and maybe change some people's opinions about us.
We are military, but we're in a big white ship. As a matter of fact, many places we go, when they see us off the coast, they call us the Great White Angel from America. Every site, hundreds and hundreds of surgeries, lives that are changed, and impressions that are altered for the benefit of the United States of America and our partner and host nations as well.
From a humanitarian assistance perspective, there's not anything more rewarding that you can do truly in the Navy.